Today, we have one of the greatest running backs of all time. Today we were talking about the legendary game, Fresno State versus USC. Reggie went for 517.
Two quarterbacks, certainly two of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you can get by for long periods of time without a top-flight quarterback. The way the game is played, with all the responsibility he has and how the game flows through him, if he's not on the top of his game, your team's not going to benefit at all.
And how about this? An onside kick to start the game. And the hands team for the Raiders able to secure it. They tried to give his home crowd something to cheer about early, but it failed. I don't know, maybe you try that on the road to get some momentum. What about here at home?
Would agree with you totally on that. I think at home, you don't ever want to put your fans in a position where they're questioning what you're doing. And right now, they have to be in the stand saying, why would we even do that? We're already behind you. You don't need us anymore. And this one, boy, an unsuccessful attempt. That can really change the momentum of this game in a hurry.
To throw right away is Vic. He's to the 15, and he's got it all the way down to the 12-yard line. So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. And strong running there as he's inside the 10 and down to the 8-yard line. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
And that's exactly what you want on a 1st down run. Pick up 5 yards, bring up 2nd and 5. The defensive line, though, they've got to figure out a way to out-leverage the guys up front because the offensive line is winning at the point of attack.
2290. Leave a message.
2nd down, Vic.
Your own story for my client.
Big loss here as he's taken down. Here now on 3rd and 20. Play action now, Vic.
Going with that today.
And it'll be intercepted. Picked up by Jalen Ramsey. And the 49ers are going to get the football here as they force the INT on the game's opening drive. Well, your first drive of the first quarter, you get it down there, trying to fire it in the end zone, and big-time deflation on that play.
No doubt about it. They're moving and grooving and getting into position, and this is not the ending that they saw on this drive, is it? They had things going their way.
1st and 10, and they've got 3 tight ends out there. A jumbo package look. It'll be Sanders to begin the drive. And nothing much materializing there on the 1st down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
You've got to be impressed by that defensive front on reps like those. They were not being moved off the line, kept their shoulders square, and gave their teammates time to fight to the ball and limit that gain.
It's crazy.
There's Vic off the play fake for Sanders. Sliding out of the pocket. Samson Abuka. What a play by him. That's going to go as a loss loss of 13.
Little flat, big high school
We've
fan.
seen a couple of Super Bowls start 2-0. The first score of this game could have very easily been a safety. That was close there.
It was close, and while it didn't happen in this game, it's funny you bring up the Super Bowls, because that would have been, what, Super Bowl 46, Giants-Patriots.
You're testing my memory.
And also Super Bowl 48, which was Broncos-Seattle when the snap went over the head of the QB, and guess what? It was 2-zip Seattle right out of the gate.
And he's able to get this one all the way past the 30. Much more room to operate under after the big play. Here's 1st and 10.
Like, we look at you guys like, it's like
Here's Michael Vick.
And White.
It'll be caught by Cup. It'll go down as a gain of 6, and that will bring up 2nd down.
We had 5-star players every position, and we had backup you probably will never hear again. As long as NIL continues to move the way it's going.
God damn,
Some movement before the snap. And we'll hear from our referee for the first time this afternoon.
Unless he's like at Alabama, you know what I'm saying, like next in line to win that.
The false start hurts him there a bit, backs him up to 2nd and 9. Here's Gore now, running out of the gun.
Yeah, for
Give
sure.
him 3 yards, and now they're left needing a conversion here on 3rd and 6. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
3rd down and 6.
I just ran in the building, I was in Las Vegas, at the College Football Hall of Fame induction, and running the ball, Nick, again, another guy who made that
To throw, Vick.
I knew I was gonna fucking hang in there, man.
It's going to be intercepted. Picked up by a Caleb Evans. Now he's loose down the left sideline. Inside the 10. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Raider defense delivers a score. But what a response by that defensive unit, Charles, because they just saw their offense throw the interception. They come out there, not only get an interception of their own, but they take it back for the touchdown.
I won't sing it because no one wants to hear that, but perhaps in early case of anything you can do, I can do better between these defenses. A lot of people can't expect the offense to light this game up, but so far, the defenses are stealing the show.
So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. He's fielded right at the goal line. The lane opens here. He's past the 30. And he's out of
Oh, leg on the truck. I was going to
the
stuff.
final play of this first quarter. After 1-7-0 on EA Sports.
Gotta go straight to one of the best games, you know what I'm saying?
I know he's doing pretty good.
I mean, that's what I would love to talk about. I'm sure anybody has to talk. I mean, your favorite thing, we're doing this, we bought out, right? You know what I mean? So similar to me as well. This was a game that, you know, when I look back on it, one, it was a dog fight. I don't think people remember that. People obviously talk about how well I played, but that game went down to the wire. There's no stage.
The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. They start near midfield following the interception as they begin 1st and 10. Sanders on 1st down, not finding much of anything there as he might have gotten back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. He couldn't get the edge there. It wasn't sealed, so maybe not all on the guy running the football all the time on those tosses and the pitches that go to the outside.
No, not at all. I would agree with that totally, because sometimes the defensive guys, they win the edge battle. And when they do that, there's no place for the running back to go, especially for offensive linemen trying to get out ahead. With their footwork and speed, it was negligible on that play. No gain at all for the offense.
Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1.
And that doesn't have to gain big yardage to be an impactful play, because if you get those pass rushers second-guessing themselves, then they might get hit with a screen. Maybe you can wind up slowing them down just a step, and if you do that, that's a win for that play.
This is 3rd and 1, very likely 4-down territory, even if they don't get it, though. They'll try and run forward with Sanders. Taking it right down. And he's going to have a Niners 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Brandon, what were they thinking on defense? defense there. They looked like they were playing for the pass. That was 3rd and short. Yeah, it was an easy pickup because they handed it to him. That was way too easy.
Just looked like absolute confusion defensively. Not sure why they were in that set.
Yeah, I'd say you ought to have a few men in the box there.
On play action, Vic.
Shit, I did that fucking stupid ass.
It looks like a loss of right around 11 there on 1st down to set them back on 2nd.
But that was a passer's nightmare. The front door totally shut down by the defense. They kept going backwards, hoping to find another avenue of escape. It didn't exist.
Vic on 2nd down. That'll be caught. It's caught. And he's going to have another 1st down as the tackle comes at the Raiders 19. 2 minutes on the clock, 2nd quarter, 7-0.
I fucked up the people at the beer garden and a little fucking thing. San Diego, mother saw my game. Really from there.
And they'll send the tight end in motion here. On 1st and 10, it's Sanders. And he's swallowed up right near the line of scrimmage. David Onyemata there on the tackle.
What an advantage having a lead guy in the middle of the defensive line, because not only does he take up the space and let the linebackers run free, but he can also make plays himself, as we just saw there.
That was 2nd down throw for Vic. Down inside the 10.
I tell you what, it looks like he's shaking off that pick 6 just fine. It's not just defensive backs. They have to have short memories. Quarterbacks utilize that as well. A much more confident throw right there.
A chance now to get even before the break as they come up 1st and goal. They'll try it up the gut. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on 1st down.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively, because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
5 yards that time on the completion, and now it's 3rd and goal. Gore is in. Touchdown for the Raiders.
And you can bet when they were in that huddle, there was definitely some urgency, because I'm sure they were saying to each other, we got to push this one in right now so we don't have to run this on 4th down, and there'll be extra bodies in the hole. That's excellent work there at the point of attack. All it takes is one little crease as he fights his way into the end zone.
They'll try and throw for it. Completed the run. And he'll get in. And they take an 8-7 lead. Well, they got down 7-zip. They said, we'll go for 2, 1 up you, and they take the lead.
How about that for a little risk-reward, right? If you don't get it, you're only down a point. Let's go ahead and make a statement in this ball game, and that's exactly what they did.
So after the touchdown, Martin now on to kick this one away. And he'll be stopped up at the 25.
Stop calling me, you fucking cat.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And with time quickly fading here in the 2nd quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
It's caught. It's Davis. The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this 1st half.
Fuck, damn it.
Gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. Here's Vic. Uncorks one for Davis. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
I like the thought process there. They connected on a big play, and sometimes you find the defense vulnerable. So they went for the bigger shot, went for a goal on that one. This time, they were ready for it.
Vic now.
that could look fast.
It's complete. And he's in for the touchdown on the final play of the first half. The prayer is answered.
How did they get that done?
So instead of trailing into the lockers, they grabbed the lead with the clock reading all zeros before intermission.
I would love to go into the locker room with them because right now they're riding a nice wave, aren't they? They're feeling good about themselves. But I know the coach is going to be talking to them about calming down, taking it easy. We've got a whole second half, but use the way we finished the first one to start the second.
So 2 quarters down, 2 remain. Charles and I return after the break. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gordon, second, ready to rock for the third quarter. The 49ers going to have the football and trailing on the scoreboard as we get back underway on EA Sports. Cordero Patterson to return it, bringing it out of the end zone. And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. This offense, Charles, had a strong first half throwing the football, at least in terms of yardage, but that hasn't translated so far on the scoreboard as they begin the third quarter here, trailing and looking for a little momentum.
Yeah, you're right about that because, let's face it, in the first half, most of their focus was in the passing game, and to their credit, resulted in a healthy amount of yardage. So I would think that at halftime, they're going to anticipate that defense loosening up a little bit to try and cover the passing lanes. They've got to get the running game going, and there should be some gaps to run through now.
And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
In motion goes the tight end. Well, he tried to fit it in on the slant, and it's intercepted. Picked by Ted Hendricks. And they will finally put it into the return, but not until he takes it back all the way inside the 10-yard line.
I certainly think that we're seeing a big reason why this team has struggled to put points on the board so far because too many of their drives have ended in turnovers already, and we still have one more.
And he is in. Touchdown, Raiders.
No, we're not playing around.
Touchdown run. And the Raiders are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead.
No, you're in there messing with trying to fucking play games. Press my arm and shit. For no reason and shit. Every throwing interceptions and shit. You know, come down, blanket me and start fucking press my arm. I guess he's playing, but I don't play, baby. Cat. No one takes away team, so.
He extends the lead to 21-8.
I'm gonna spoil your childhood. Your kidhood.
Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick.
That's one thing that I knew,
This take it in at the goal line. And good coverage there on special teams as he'll get him down shy of the 20. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best of the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you, and interceptions result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead.
And when it comes to zone, there's two things that you always have to have. Depth and spacing, so you can stretch the zone and find the vulnerable spots. That's what we're talking about, folks.
Second and 10 here as we roll along in quarter number 3 from Santa Clara.
Let's get back.
Well, you got to think, Charles, that one's on the quarterback as everybody was up at the line of scrimmage. He just didn't call for the snap in time.
Yeah, I think he needs a little bit better awareness out there because you got to know when the clock's in single digits and either snap it or get a timeout called if you have one.
And now after the delay of game, they're operating behind the sticks, 2nd and 15. Now here's Vic. A dump off here for goal. And he'll get this up to the 30-yard line. It'll goes a first down for San Francisco on a pickup of 16.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there. Getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space, let him use his leg.
Yeah, if he can get a matchup against a linebacker, maybe a defensive end dropping out in a zone blitz, he's going to win that battle just about every time.
That throw by Vic, incomplete.
Maybe a little frustration starting to creep in. The offensive line hasn't done a great job of protecting him in this game, and there he was, hit again as he threw it.
Yeah, another time on his backside. They're probably starting to get a little frustrated.
Got to keep his composure. Can't let the defense know.
He cannot get away.
Offensive people trying to say what defense do.
Multiple defenders getting home there for a loss of 11.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they've struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in third and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
Now the offensive film session tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out thus far.
They'll send the tight end in motion. Now on third and long, they'll look to throw. Got a man, it's Randy Moss. And they'll blow that one up back at the 16-yard line. They'll wind up losing 3 here on the play. And that's going to make it 4th down.
Yeah, the man coverage, whatever it is. Anything doesn't matter as long as you win.
They will indeed go for it. Vic.
Everything, there's 2 things.
Oh, and now Vic throwing another interception. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson with a pick. Racing to the end zone. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Raider defense delivers a score. And Charles, for this offense, those interception woes they kind of had in the first half have now followed them into the second half. And for this defense, they take advantage, turn that into a pick 6.
And that defense is in a spot now where they're thinking about ways to close this game out. As confidently as they've been playing, I expect them to do exactly that.
Carlson's extra point up and good. And that pushes the lead up to an even 20. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. From his end zone, here comes Patterson. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to... There he goes, left side! And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. That good for 22 and a first down.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one good carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
You've got to figure the further they fall behind, the more you think that they'll get away from the run. They're trying to stick with it, but the results, they just aren't there.
He understands the level of just how you must approach the coaching game and how you must approach the team on a day-to-day basis.
Now on 2nd down, this is goal. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. He lost 4 there, and it's 3rd down. We have played 3 quarters. You are watching MaDDeN Ultimate Team on EA Sports. Back now here in Santa Clara.
I mean, Brady just put another one out in the pasture.
The Niners on 3rd down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This will be 3rd and 15.
Like, and everyone wants to say, oh, the AFC was
Vic to throw it.
It wasn't, though. It wasn't.
They go with the screen to Gore. And he gets this Loss only to the 41. Not near enough for the first. They do get 7 out of that, but not enough to prevent a 4th down.
And that's a play that's not uncommon on 3rd and long because the offense is just hoping that somehow they can get a guy in space and follow some blockers downfield. Does a pretty nice job there getting a few yards, but he ends up getting stopped before he can get the first down.
Desperation time. Vic on 4th down. And he's brought down. Can't do anything with a football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. The Niners go for it, but it doesn't work out. And the Raiders with the football now in excellent field position. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Vic readies to throw. And too much juice. It'll be out of bounds, incomplete. They're still throwing the football here. Now, obviously, the incompletion stops the clock. That's a bad thing.
Feels to me like they're just keeping them honest on defense because you know they're going to stack the line of scrimmage to try and stop any type of a running play. Short little passes may work.
And he will score. Touchdown, Las Vegas. Vernon Davis, 30 yards. And the Raiders add 6 to their lead. Carlson's extra point up and good. And that stretches the lead all the way up to 27. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. On the return, here's the dangerous Cordero Patterson. And a nice job there on special teams to limit him to inside the 15 as he's dropped it to 14.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again. We all know he's one of the better quarterbacks in the league, but definitely not today. His team trailed by multiple touchdowns and a late sack, just a parting gift from the defense for him to take back to the locker room with him.
3rd and long for Vic. Flushed out right. And they'll get him down right around the 11-yard line. He opted to go with a scramble, gets 2 yards.
That's how he killed himself. He saw that freshman
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a
one-sided affair.
So it's 49er football here as we get you reset. They come up on a 4th down situation with things not looking particularly rosy. All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it.
And every rig alert, rig alert. I got a chance to do that.
And this doesn't end well at all as they stop him far behind the line to gain. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And, boy, possession here turns over with a football already being in the red zone. So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. Despite the late lead, Vic's going to throw. Over the middle and complete to Shaheed. And the Raiders are going to have a 1st and goal coming up as the tackle made at the 3-yard line. Sanders will take this one in for a Vegas touchdown. Now Carlson for the extra point. Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. Taken at the goal line. Oh, some strong running.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. CD, it's all window dressing at this point. I mean, the best they can do is in the game with a nice drive to maybe build some momentum to move forward into their next contest.
Yeah, with how lopsided this game has been, even one score might not do a lot of cosmetic good on the scoreboard, partner, because it's just about looking forward at this point. Get a touchdown here, give yourself some positive momentum and reps to focus on when you get back to practice in the next couple of days.
But even to his, like, he's such a good dude, like, because, like, you could say that narrative, just a little too early for his time, you know, or like, you know, the whole, what's his name, Applewood? Yeah.
Boy, and now they can't even get a play off.
He explained it on ours.
So a little tardy getting everyone set, and the clock hits 0 before they could snap it.
Yeah, you can take your time and use the clock and try and get set up, but once it gets near 5 seconds, that's when you often hear a quarterback yelling, hurry, hurry, and make sure everybody's ready to get the snap off.
Vic, option right, and he is going to lose yardage here. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be second down. And not a lot of success to be found there.
Oh, you got that right, partner, because if you're trying to make guys miss about 10 yards or so downfield, that's a pretty good play. But if you've got to do it in your own backfield, consider that a problem. That doesn't work too well.
And he roams across the 20 to the 24-yard line. 8 yards on the run there, and that trims it to a 3rd and 11 coming up. Backed up here, tough spot, needing 11 yards to pick up the first. Vic goes play action, and down he goes, brought down a Raider sack. Multiple defenders get to him there, and that is the 6th time he's been sacked in this ball game.
Guys with his talent in the pocket aren't supposed to be getting hit like this, and you know an intense conversation with the offensive line is going to occur after this one. Might not be from him, but the offensive line coach will have plenty to say about this game.
Now they go for it on 4th, but this one's going to wind up incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and now possession will go over inside the 15-yard line. From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. Now they're going to throw it here with Vic.
Okay.
And this will be caught, and the carnage continues. It's another touchdown.
Well, this is long since over, and some might see this as overkill, but remember, this is a team that puts on the hard hats, grabs the lunch pail, and tells everyone, we're going to give you a full 60 minutes, and that's exactly how they're playing this one out.
Remember, probably putting out D1 after.
Mario.
Not going to Houston, probably the best thing that ever happened to me because I get a chance to go to New Orleans, play with Drew Brees, to win a Super Bowl, and be able I never would have been privy to that. Everything was for real. How did that process go? It was, so for me, when I went to Papa, you go through the process. 31 teams didn't want to so I literally only played, and I only got the entire process leading up to the night before the draft. That's the only thing I ever played. And so Charlie Cassidy, I later found out the reason why. Which had to do with the Heisman Trophy. I guess supposedly private investigator and do a full investigation. Why does it matter? And the investigator came back and told him I had bad characters on draft. And so that's how I ended up not going to Houston.
Oh, excuse me. Hi. That's the wrong person.
Amazing people and the best food. I've never experienced it. I've only got there. Every time I had to meet shit out of the loudness. I felt like I don't know where I was at. We got our ass beat. I didn't even remember anything of that. But again, it's not about story. I believe everything has a story. And I believe that person, sometimes you think we're in control, you're not control. Yeah. Tell it go. I'm a firm leader of that as well.
What the fuck?
Something that did happen, there's going to be a day, so something better than that. You learn from it. Now, what's your reason? Talking, yeah. Absolutely. Monster? Focus? Extra focus? That's where else I was coming to UFC. I was fighting myself to do the hard work. That was like my main focus. I'm just going to I was ambitious and I was opponent to me. And when I got drafted, I worked. Again, feeling that sense of responsibility. Getting back over to the city and all that was inside of me going into the world. So I made it a point to being the first guy in the locker room, and the first guy in the film room, the first guy in the practice, that's all. Good content. first-round draft because that's not always the case. That sets a tone to the whole team. This guy's about business with you. There's a lot of guys that come in, they're the guy who has to take the picture, and every time the team does, he's the first. And so a lot of guys eat that up, and they don't take that shit like that. I'm telling you, right now, Drew Brees being professional, I know he's a fucking excellent preparer and for practice and everything. And you see a guy like Reggie coming through the overall pick, and he starts like setting that tone. I mean, it's instantly gonna gravitate.
And it was instant success with me in football. I had 98 receptions.
I remember.
98 receptions.
As a running back, you a thousand guy, right?
Yeah. One, it's an amazing place. If you've ever been there, amazing people and the best food in the world.
Yeah.
The best food in the world.
I've never experienced it. I've only got I went down there and got my ass beat. You gotta know you guys beat the shit out of us. Fucking Monday Night Football. People had umbrellas and stuff inside and beat. It was the loudest. I felt like I don't know where I was at, but we got our ass beat. I didn't even remember anything of that.
Yeah, and but again, it's it's just going back to the story and me just going down. I believe everything happens for a reason, and I believe our purpose. Sometimes we think we're in control. We're not in control for a reason.
Yeah, that's how it goes. I'm a firm believer of that as well. Whether it's good or bad, what's happening, you can do things. You can either relish on something that good happened. There's going to be another day. So when something bad happens, you learn from it, and things happen. Now, what's Drew Brees like? You talk to him.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
Monster?
Love him, man. Drew's the man.
Focus, hyper-focus.
All right, so I'll tell you a story. I was coming from USC. I always prided myself in being one of the hardest guys. Like my main focus. I'm just going to outwork everybody. I'm going to outwork the competition. I'm going to outwork my opponents in games. And when I got drafted to New Orleans, and again, feeling that sense of responsibility of you have the opportunity to bring back hope into a city, and all that is inside of me.
Bring the wall.
In the world. So I made it a point to, be one of the first guys in the locker room, one of the first guys in the
Put in context for people out there. When you're a veteran guy and your first round draft does that, that's not always the case. That sets a tone to the whole team that this guy is really about business. There's a lot of guys that can come in, they're the guy who has to take the picture, and every time the team does something, he's the first one doing it. He's got the jersey. And so a lot of guys eat that up, and they don't take that shit like that. So I'm telling you, right now, Drew Brees being professional, I don't know him, but I know he's a fucking excellent preparer and for practice and everything. You see a guy
wrong person.
coming to you, number 2 overall pick, and he starts setting that tone. It's instantly he's gonna gravitate towards you.
And it was instant success with me and Drew on the football field. I had 98 receptions on the team.
I remember.
98 receptions.
As a running back, you a thousand guy, right?
Yeah, as a running back, I had 98 receptions. And so, but again, like I said, it was instant success because of my mindset coming in was that I wanted to be the hardest worker. And so I go back to the story. I would try to get to the facility first. I try to be literally the first guy in the facility. And I would get there when it's completely dark outside. It'd be like 6 o'clock in the morning, maybe even 5:45 sometimes. And there would be one car always in the parking lot already. And I would walk into the facility, and Drew would already be in there watching.
That's a bad fucking throw.
I know this guy was the last person off the football field, off the practice field the day before. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So I'm thinking, when did he go to sleep? You know what I mean? Here, this lady, and when I say this lady, I mean Drew stays on the practice field for about an hour to an hour and a half after practice is done. And I actually shot a video one time. I went back to New Orleans and I posted it. And they had practice done, and everybody had walked off. was gone inside. I had actually went back into the facility. I was kind of taking a tour. All the shit was new. And so I went back into the weight room, and then I looked out to the football field. In the weight room, you can see directly into the practice facility. And Drew was out there by himself. No football. No coaching. Literally, I swear to God, my mindset coming in was that I wanted to be the hardest worker. So I go back to the story. I would try to get to the facility first. I try to be literally the first guy in the facility. And I would get there when it's completely dark outside. It'd be like 6 o'clock in the morning, maybe even 5:45 sometimes. And there would be one car always in the parking lot already. And I would walk into the facility, and Drew would already be in there watching film. And I know this guy was the last person off the football field, off the practice field the day before. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So I'm thinking, when did he go to sleep? You know what I mean? Here, this late. And when I say this way, I mean Drew stays on the practice field for about an hour to an hour and a half after practice is done. And I actually shot a video one time. I went back and I posted it. And they had practice done, and everybody had walked off and was gone inside. And I had actually went back into the facility. I was kind of taking a tour of all the shit to do. And so I went to
one person
the weight room. And then I looked out the football field in the weight room to see directly to the practice facility. And Drew was out there by himself. No football. No coaching. Literally, I swear that kind of creeped me out for a second. Having the football, I'm like, what the hell is he doing? And he was going through every play, every motion. He's going through his check. I see him like just doing stuff like this, like that. And he's going through the game plan, the script, everything. The rest. Guys have on homework. So there's nobody in the weight room. Maybe one of the coaches, and Drew's still in there working. And I shot this video and I posted, and I was just like, man, listen, you young guys out there, if you want to know how to play for a long time in this league, you want to make a lot of money, this is how you do it right here. This is the way that you go to work. This is the way that you go. So again, going back to the story, I would try to beat Drew. I'm going to tell you this as well. He would already be in that chair, sitting down, walking down. And I'll just shake my head every time because, you know, I'm 21 at this point. I'm 21 and 22, so, you know, I'm doing everything I can to try to beat this guy.
Which is a lot of people don't realize. When you're 21, 22, freshman in the league, yeah, you ain't got family, you ain't really got kids unless you got kids. You know, you ain't got a responsibility. You know, when you're probably, what was Drew, like 8 years?
He was, yeah, because he had already played career in San Diego.
He's got 8 years in. He's got a fucking wife at home. He's got kids. He got to be home for dinner. He got to make sure things are all right. Like, that's different perspective.
It really is.
So the fact that he's going out of his way to try to beat young buck, I mean, that's taking effort.
Exactly. So I had OGs in front of me. I had guys like Drew, Deuce McAllister, the great Will Smith, rest in peace, our defensive end. Me watching them work, but it was mainly Drew that I watched. I really focused in on Drew, right? I watched the other guys, but Drew was the guy I was like, after this kid, he's the guy that I want to try to emulate the way I come to work. You know what I'm saying? And so I never beat him though. Never beat him at the facility. He was always later than me off the field. You know what I'm saying? It was just, you know, relentless work, relentless pursuit. And long after I left, he never wavered. He stayed the same, you know, up until after I was long retired from the game.
See, you know what that does right there? That's what a lot of guys that play that position. Because I was around the guy the same way. Yeah, a lot of guys that play that position, you got to hear that everyone is looking at you. And so what you put yourself out there to be, on the field, off the field, whatever, they're looking at that. Fall in line because he's the highest paid guy in the team. He's been there. He's got this. He's got all these You know, you have to. That's from the quarterback position. You know what I mean? Who we kidding? This is a fucking quarterback league. If you don't have a quarterback, and there's so many different sizes, how you play. If you don't have your guy, and if he's not the right guy, and he's not putting in, showing guys how it needs to be done, I mean, you're light years ahead. I know that's such a famous thing that everyone wants to say. Buzz light years behind.
Right, yeah. And the other thing is that, like you said, the rest of the team will follow suit. You know what I'm saying? And when you set that culture, you know, from day one, the first time you step foot, you know, in that uniform. So this was my rookie year. Was Drew's first year in New Orleans. It was also Sean Payton's rookie year as the head coach. Yeah. And so we had a lot of unknown, right? We had some great players, but they were still unknown because the year before the Saints were the Aints, and they weren't great. They weren't good. Obviously, going through Hurricane Katrina affected a lot of that, but the year prior before that, we were one of the worst teams in the league, you know, for a very long time. And so it started with Drew, you know, changing the culture, and Sean, and me, and so, you know, taking that team and changing the culture to being a respected organization, you know, respected winning organization. You know, was just.
I mean, that's the crazy thing. It's because of you guys' success that we still think that the Saints are still going to be good right now. You know what I mean? Like, we fail to forget they don't have Drew Brees, they ain't got Reggie Bush, and they haven't got Sean Payton.
Oh, they're going to bomb it to Marquise Colston. They'll be good.
It's enough. I mean,
You
know, I think you've done this.
Oh, you here?
You understand it, man, but again, the optics of everything you do, how you work, how you prepare, how you engage with your teammates, the kind of player you are on a football field, the unselfishness of your play and of your work ethic each and every day, it all matters. Every single bit of it matters. And that's why the ones who prepare the best and the most, Patriots, why you guys consider one of the best teams, the best team ever. You had the greatest quarterback team, because preparation is key, and it's the number one thing. It takes over anything.
And that's kind of how it goes. You know, I'm sure Sean set the template of what we expect.
Yeah.
And you got a guy like Drew polices and enforces and is the flag carrier.
Coach's message.
And then you got foot soldier Reggie. You know, you got your leaders, but it has to be the quarterback, which is kind of like how we were. You know,
exactly.
Bill had an expectation. Tom, you know, followed that and like was the guy who was fucking showing everyone how to do it. And then you had the guys under him that had to keep, you know, the hurdle in.
Tom Brady made a lot of people money, brother.
He did.
A lot of people money. I know you can't say it, but I'm going to say it. He done made a lot.
I know you can't say it, bro, but I'm going to say it for you.
Players who didn't deserve, who weren't that great, got paid, right? One of my boys, Matt Castle, prime example. Brady gets hurt, he goes in, balls out, and then goes and gets paid and plays, you know, X amount of more years.
I like the Cass.
From watching a guy like Tom Brady, right?
Joke, I think you're really Cass is sensitive about that. You know that.
Castle's my guy.
I know, but you know Cass is sensitive. He might try to wrestle after he hears this. He literally, he will wrestle you. It doesn't matter where you are. You could be at a barbecue. You could be at the street. You could be. You go to a restaurant. If you say something about Castle, you wrestle.
But my point is, nobody knew Castle, right? No. Castle didn't even play at USC because of Matt Leinart, right? But it is what it is. Like, you didn't get on the football field. But you go to a team like New England and you watch the best prepared, right? And then you step in and you take
you watch the best prepared.
No, nigga put the back. Didn't play no downs of college. Somehow the Patriots didn't play none Patriots. Play one time when he got hurt. He's gonna get a contract. That's crazy.
You pay like coaches money.
Lie.
Coaches we were in New England with you guys. Who got exposed when he went and tried to go.
Get my dollars, bro. Especially I put you in that wheelchair, boy.
Those guys paid. And he made y'all believe that
the coaches you're talking about.
Oh, recent one that just got fired with the Raiders. With the Raiders. But again, like,
very good X's and O's guys. You know, that's tough.
Yeah, X's and O's, right? But this is what I always say. And
you could be, you go to a restaurant If you say something piss off Castle, he's wrestling.
But my point is, nobody knew Castle, right? No. Castle didn't even play at USC because of Matt Leinart, right? And it's no disrespect, but it is what it is. Like, you didn't get on the football field, but you go to a team like New England and you watch the best prepared, right? And then you step in and you take full advantage of that opportunity. And now other teams want to pay you and go, and the rest is history. And so that's why I always say Brady made a lot of people money.
He made a lot of people.
He made a lot of coaches money.
Lie.
Coaches who I don't think they're great coaches. That were in New England with you guys, who got exposed when they went and tried to go be head coaches. He got those guys paid, and he made y'all believe that.
Which coach are you talking about?
Oh, recent one that just got fired with the Raiders.
Biggity.
But again, like,
very good X's and O's guy. You know that's. Yeah, it's tough.
Yeah, X's and O's, right? But this is always
X's and O's. We all got X's and O's. We all got X's and O's. Whenever we got time, it's your time. It's believer, believer, it's our time. Girl, get me, girl. It's the rain time. Yeah, 'cause you so old. I got you up. You know me out.
Hey, coach.
You know me out. I got get it out.
Yeah, go
manage that. Go handle that. Right before your biggest game that you got to play.
It's a tough job.
It's not easy. And so what I'm getting at is you need somebody who understands how. It just got fired with the Raiders.
Biggity.
But again, like.
Very good X's and O's guy, right? You know, that's...
Yeah.
X's and O's, right? But
okay, and O.
And this is where I think the NFL has an issue.
Sorry, get to my
analytics.
I do in a bank one thing.
Why that's an issue, and why we constantly see these coaches fail.
Nachos living here on my elbow.
Coaching offense, just speaking.
I just the court. Every time I produce a court. He off the leg because we're leaving right hand. With my dick in my hand saying,
What's the curfew set at? Hey, coach. Yeah, one of our rookies just got arrested.
Yeah.
Yeah, go get
Go manage that. Go handle that. Right before your biggest game that you got to play.
It's a tough job.
It's not easy. And so what I'm getting at is you need somebody who understands how to build winning culture, who knows, and in winning culture, you gotta be a people person. You gotta be able to talk to you, winning culture, everybody, and it's all gotta be genuine, right? And it's all gotta come from a genuine place, and everybody has to believe you, right? Because like you said, now the eyes are on you, even more. You kind of high. You in the booth.
Oh, you definitely
coach away from the booth.
Matt Canada, he get hit for fucking 3 years.
Once you step out to that front line and that camera's on you, it all matters. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, I think a great example of someone who has taken full advantage of that is one of my old teammates, Dan Campbell, who's coaching the Lions at a high level right now.
ETDC, nigga.
Talk about this guy who played the game, is a great player. Well, not a great player, but he understood. He did his job. Blocking tight end. When I got to New Orleans, he would block his ass off. I knew if I was running to his side, I was gonna get some yards. But he did his job, and he understood how to build culture. And you can't build culture from analytics. You know what I'm saying?
I think that's a great example of also a guy that, because teams are predicated. You have superstars. Everyone has superstars. It's the role players. How do the role players play? And Dan Campbell being a guy that he was a role guy.
He was a role player.
You're fucking role, Dan.
He's a role guy. He's a role player.
You blow his ass up maybe a couple times while you sneak out to the flat and we'll throw you a bone.
Exactly.
But no, and Dan Campbell loved it. He was a role guy. He understood his role on the team. Him being able to translate that to his team, that goes a long way. And you can say that probably with D'Amico as well, how he's getting guys to fight.
I'm so glad you just said that, bro. I'm so glad you just said that, because...
So glad, bro. Yeah, bro. Like, for real, bro.
And I'm over here talking about, they got to have a hiccup here soon. You know, these guys have been playing too good.
Yeah.
There ain't no hiccup. Where's the hiccup?
Rookie quarterback playing lights out.
Lights out.
Lights out.
Stereo, shout out. Patriot Jam. He started his
Lights out.
Shout out Stereo.
And player coaches
Daniel
are always going to have an advantage over coaches who never played the game, because they understand what it's like to be in the jungle. They understand what it's like.
I'm in the jungle. We got fun and games.
How many players do Super Bowl?
And I'm going. We're going.
That's a good one.
You know what I'm saying? Because there are not a lot of famous players.
It's getting to the point now because we're getting older. Yeah. You know, we're like our generation 20 years ago. These motherfuckers are player coaches now.
Right, exactly. So maybe
that motherfucker ain't playing.
Like
Dinka.
Rivera.
There you go.
He didn't win the Super Bowl.
He didn't win the Super Bowl. Harder.
So maybe I wonder who out of these player coaches now, who's going to be the coach that got
Vrabel's been in Tennessee for a while.
Vrabel's good.
And
I like Vrabel.
Has not down there. But when Vrabel first took over, you saw how the culture of that team changed right away. Like right away.
They're always in it. They're always hurt.
Yeah, always hurt.
Dungy won as a player and a head coach.
Yeah, Dungy.
I think it was Rivera as an assistant.
Okay, people who played for Tony Dungy love him. Everybody who I've ever spoken to about Tony Dungy loved him. Like, yo, this was a great guy, great man, great coach. Everybody loves him.
Yeah, my name Mundo.
I ain't gonna lie. Now, when you talking about TV, I'll be ready to fall asleep. But I love Tony Dungy as a coach, though.
I look at him like, that's like the old uncle.
Yeah, that's
the old jolly uncle.
All right, let's get into
these. Some youth on that damn show. God,
they got Dev, McCourty.
Yeah,
they got McCourt. I see McCourt.
Thank God we got.
Hey, you don't bring your rings on national TV. Okay? Act like you've been there. God damn. First episode in, he brings all 3 rings. I'm like, all right, dude. That's out the bag. We gotta get back into the game. Let's get back into the game. We'll be right back after this quick break. Games with Names is brought to you by my friends at WinBet. WinBet is bringing the excitement of Win Las Vegas and on.
He came in 32-9 as a starter, so
the jungle's
scrappy bunch beaker.
Get it.
And get in the game online or visit Boston's sportsbook at Encore Boston Harbor. There's no better way to enjoy sports with some extra winnings in your pocket. Betting is a team sport. Join the WinBet team.
No, not again.
Must be 21 or older, present in the state where played through WinBet is available. Terms and conditions at winbet.com. If you has a gambling problem,
No, I didn't say anything, baby. My internet is going out.
Set the stage for these Fresno State Bulldogs.
Fresno State Bulldogs, we talked about them earlier. Scrappy bunch. Pete Carroll said after this game, this should have been a top 10 team. The motto with anybody, anywhere, anytime. They were going all over since 2000. They played 12 FBS teams on the road. 1-4.
Pat Hill. Fucking tough. He used to come to our practices, and he was a cool ass dude. Yeah, he had like what does he have in the fucking?
He's a Belichick guy.
Yeah, him and Bill. He was with Bill, I think, in Cleveland.
And then it was a top 10 offense. This was post David Carr. David Carr been gone since 2001. So we're in the Paul Pinniger era here. He came in 32-9 as a starter, so they had some leadership on this one. They had gone on the road. Their only loss was at Eugene, playing at Oregon earlier in the year. So ranked all year pretty much. Came in this one ranked 16th. Tough bunch.
Yeah, but they didn't play like ranked.
Yeah, they came in
like they was the top. They was the top 5 team.
Yeah, I mean they came in slanging on this one. And then as Reggie alluded to earlier, we know. I mean, everybody knows this USC team. 5 stars galore. Wayne Jarrett, Steve Smith, Fred Davis, Lindale White, Pete Carroll. I mean, Coach O had just left. Norm Chow had just left.
Wait, Coach just left for it.
Coach Ed Orgeron had left in the season before. He went to Ole Miss.
Did he?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he did. Because we had Jethro Franklin.
Yep.
That came over. You're right.
And then you had Norm Chow leave, but it didn't matter. You had to bring in Lane Kiffin on the coaching staff. Sark was on the coaching
Lane
staff.
was already there. Lane was just like the quarterback's coach the entire time.
Elevated to OC.
And then they elevated him to OC with Sark.
Scored 49 points a game this season. Ranked number 1 all
This is
year.
a young Lane Kiffin.
I like that.
I can only imagine.
I need some Lane
stories about Lane Kiffin in the streets.
I can't tell
In
him
the
All the
streets.
boys. I love Lane.
Can't talk about okay.
In the streets, brother.
Back in that, he says, you know, the 32-game win streak led by Pete Carroll and all these guys.
The pressure had to be coming. So was it starting to build? You guys are winning so many fucking games.
So this year, this was my junior year, it felt like the first. I mean, it felt like every game we played, we were down at halftime.
Yeah, 4 games up to this one, we were down at half.
We're down at half, and we had to fight tooth and nail because the team was
They circled USC.
throwing the kitchen sink at us. Every trick play known to mankind. I ain't never seen as many trick plays in one
Double
season.
reverse pass. Back to the lineman.
I mean, it was
Lineman throws.
bro, nonstop, and
Annexation of Puerto Rico. Everything.
No, yeah, from Big Giants, Little Giants.
We felt like every game that we went into, it was like up in the air. We don't know. We don't find out a lot about ourselves in these dogfights. And every game, second half, we would just step on the ground, turn it around.
You guys were tired. You guys were toying with teams at first. You guys were probably bored over at the club the night before. Hey, all right, let me strap up and get a Gatorade real quick. Hey, now.
And our entire D-line went to the NFL. Our entire D-line. Plus linebackers. You got them up here. Brian Fishing, Raymond Lewis, Matthews.
I never seen Warner. I played Pop
Frosty
Warner
Rucker.
with the
He
Kings.
played D-line. No, that's the D-line I'm talking about.
I played Pop Warner with the Kings.
Did you? Oh,
Yeah.
my God.
They were
You went to Logan? You didn't go to high school?
They went to Logan. No,
They
we
went to
played
Logan.
Pop Warner.
Oh, Pop Warner, sorry.
And then they went across space where their dad, but like his dad worked on my hand or something.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Where'd you go to high school?
I went to Woodside. Yeah. Ain't no big deal.
Let me say this about the team. All right.
Ain't no big deal there, brother.
Say, the only Asian football players I have ever met. All right, but twins. And then when I watched their high school highlight tape, it was it was crazy.
They were
One
stupid
played
quick.
quarterback, and when they played defense, so this was crazy. We watched Coach Carroll would put up guys high school highlights. They would lateral the ball to each other. They would do like the craziest stuff, man. And still to this day, like it's a sensation to me. Like
Telekinesis twin activity on the field.
it's like twin activity on the football field, just pitching the ball to each other, scoring touchdowns. And so I was across the Hall of Fame, and they were both super good.
They're awesome. Yeah, and you know their older brother Arthur, like he's like a huge actor. And he's big, like I don't know where, but like I think in China.
All over them, all over.
I love those guys.
I think in China, they fucking like Chinese.
Because their dad was the Niners doc, where they'd have all the wristbands and the good Gatorade and shit. Like their mom used to do the film. They'd have this was like in 1983, 4 or 5. Their mom had like the dual camera and breaking down the coaches and shit. They literally were comparing. They were making arguments this year with this team that you guys love. I remember.
So probably should have
Remember
opted for the touchdown.
That's terrible, really bad. And this is what I would say about that. We don't know, but pretty much everybody on our defensive line went to the NFL, bunch of running back, pretty much their entire team went to the NFL. So
You think
there's a bunch of future NFL guys
So you think it could happen?
Just we'll never know.
We'll never know.
We'll never know.
What was the relationship with Lindell?
Right, it's my dog. Love Lindell. He also showed up, surprised me at Chocolate Hall.
He's a monster, huh?
Shout out to my dog, Lindell. You know, this is what I say about Lindell. He pushed me every single day. He pushed me every single day on the football field because he was always on his A game. And I knew I had to be on my A game because, again, as much as we're teammates, we're also competing for the ball, right? Competing for touchdowns. And so,
handoff to
you know,
Harris to be on the drive.
there's no better
Dropped
line
at
in
the
the
25 after a gain
from
of
somebody
6.
who's going to push you to do your greatest.
Quick burst there, and he nicely bit
You
off
have to have
a pretty decent
there's
game.
I would say that happened with me and Amendola.
Yeah.
There's a
Yeah, I can see
brotherly
that. Yeah.
competition where
Second
you
down and
both
4.
of your levels because you're competing, but you're also competing with yourself. And the better version we have for us is better for the team.
So, you know, shout out to my dog. Five me to push me every single day. For being that great player on that field, but going again, we had a bunch of 5-star players, and you know, the competition level of practice was always up. It was never down. It was always up.
Got to show out for the Snoop.
And it was nasty. You know what I'm saying? We got to the point where we would be in fight for this defense. Defensive line, we 9-on-7 was a we start 9-on-7 every fight.
9-7 for you guys, that's a run drill where there's no receivers. Receivers are usually doing one-on-ones, playing, cats. And it's full live going for the fucking hogs in the box.
Full live in the jungle. They know you're not throwing the football. They're not throwing the ball.
Downhill.
Everybody's
It
throwing
is
the
designed
ball.
to kill the offense.
A surprising move
And it is literally
no play
in the
action.
game. And this defense holds on the
It might
Knights'
as well be
opening
going.
drive.
It is.
It might as well be going.
But if you can win on that, you could fucking do it in the game.
Exactly. And that's where, those battles in 907 for me is where I became a man. Because I had 5-star linebackers and D linemen on the other.
First and 10, and kind of tipping their hand at running the ball. 3 tight ends are out
Players
there.
on football ready to try to take my head off in practice. And so that just always kept your attention, your focus, your attention to detail, everything had to be at a high level.
And you got NFL scouts every day that fucking think you know motherfuckers are going hard. Like, I'm going to show this motherfucker.
And he would do this. He would also, our practices, we would have, it would be high school teams would be there watching us. There would be fans there. We'd have celebrities there. So practice had an audience. So we had to be on the A game, not only for ourselves, but we didn't want to be embarrassed. As some high school kids, high school kids don't make noise. If somebody gets or make a move, shit, and they all going crazy on the sideline. So it just ends up like
these LA kids. LA kids go rowdy out there.
But yeah, man, 907, I don't even know if that's at the high school level. It's still really getting popping like that.
He displayed
That's
on
when you
that
become
play
the
because he saw the
the
one in the lane to
907.
completely break up a huge gain. So he found where there was the most space and got what he could.
I was a quarterback when
A
it was
nice
going
dirty
down.
run. That's a
I was a
positive
kid.
play for the
Oh,
offense.
but
They were doing it. I was like, I mean, Pop Warner, you do Bull in the Ring and all that stuff. You know what I mean? But, Lindell White being your homie, your best friend, it brings me to the point where we need to get to the bounty wingman question. It is time for the bounty wingman question. Bring out the wings, please. You got the wings. Well, bounty's everyone's favorite wingman because you can't have football without wings, Reggie, and you can't have wings without bounty. Especially on this beautiful suede couch that we have this beautiful,
it gets messy.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't because of bounty. Let's see what this
Well, I got kids. So from me, my perspective, it gets messy. And then that's when I got to clean up with it.
We know that bounty helps clean up the messiest moments. So, what was your messiest moment you were at US?
Is this on the field or off the field?
Hey, we don't care.
Oh my God! I definitely can't say that off the field. You know, I think, you know, it's just football. Now, when you talk about Messi, are we talking about like sloppy? We're talking about like
the theme there, right?
Like
they didn't
very,
have to do anything big
no
on
matter.
that drive.
This is where I'm going to let you use your imagination.
Took it down
And
it's
kind
the
of
end zone. The only thing big on that drive is 6 on the scoreboard.
the bounty wingman question.
Oh, Messi, are we talking about like sloppy? Are we talking about like
Boy, so they
dirty?
don't get the conversion, but they're going to go right into the onside kick formation.
It's kind of like art. Whatever.
I'm going to tell this story right now because this is all I can think about right now.
I completely see the logic there.
It's not apparent, is it? You almost have to
Run
go
it in.
deeper, I think.
Science that matters.
If we try and work along with them and speculate a little bit here,
So this was,
like
we're at US 10907 because we were talking about 907.
with the opposite
And
team.
so, like I said, 907 was a
advantage.
cooking over here. It's like fucking crazy.
Word dances.
Yeah, and we had our linebackers were coached by the great Ken Norton Jr.
And Norton fucking bad.
Ken Norton Jr. talks the most shit of any coach.
That's a normal situation too.
I love
no
Ken
matter
Norton
how
Jr.
hard
because
every
time I have
there's always
a
traffic
book
jam. It feels like towards the middle. And if there's any type of a missed throw, or maybe the ball's tipped, or just too many bodies in the air, an interception can result.
Individual slides, and I have like 3 or 4 Ken Norton Jr. cards when he was with the 49ers.
It's a 1-yard loss.
And
That's
so
going to
Ken
bring up
Norton
second and 11.
would always amp up practice, especially when we went on one-on-ones with the linebackers blocking, or when we had 907. It was talking shit from the time we stepped on the
After the
field.
loss to start out, here's second and 11.
Our running back coach, Tom McNair, played in the NFL as well with the dog, and so the shit talking was always at a premium. Always. Yeah. So you gotta understand, these coaches were living by Terrence Ventura, and so by
They get motherfucked by head coach who wins the goddamn period. So let's
mention the pressure.
and this is what he would do, which I thought was great. And if I was I'm gonna do the same thing, where he would put us highlights from those periods in the team meeting room the next morning. So if you had a one-on-one drill, you got your ass knocked out, you better believe you're gonna be on that screen in the team meeting room, and he was in accountability, right? And so there's one practice where we're about to do 907. And, you know, I think the defense, this is one of the plays where the defense is destroyed. And I got, like, picked up, and I think, like, I don't know, I think I got dumped or something like that. So I jumped up, took my helmet off, and literally about to hit my teammate, crossed the head with it. And in that moment, like, halfway through, I was like, nah, I can't fucking do that. Like, I can't smash him over the head with the helmet. Can't get no gear. You know, it was one of those moments where, you know, tensions are high. I mean, these are dogs going at it. You know, these are rams. Like, literally, I always say football is not a contact sport. I hate when people say that. Football is a collision sport. Football is about 2 rams going head to head, and one of them is going to go to sleep.
inertia.
And
law versus mass.
That's it. And so this practice, you know, I got out of character because the game before I think I had a fumble, and it was funny because it seemed like afterwards, I guess he had a really good beat on how to play kind of well. And so if I didn't play well, the next practice I wish I was going to light it up. And so I didn't play well in this game. Maybe I had a fumble, and I came to practice like hot, like angry, like ready, like a bull, like ready to destroy somebody. And so I got out of character, was about to like take my helmet off, I literally took it off and was like, shit, about to hit my
Richardson on 3rd and short.
And so,
but
it almost got messy. It almost got messy. did, and you know, I was able to
19 years old, too, guys. Don't forget.
keep my composure, you know, in that moment. But you know, it got messy for someone like me.
Yeah, he had the fight to the boys. If I were to ever fight you, I
Exactly. That's part of the reason why it's messy.
your helmet on. You got the helmet on.
Exactly.
You got the helmet on. That's protection.
Have you listened to this? This is so funny. Because that's the last time I took my helmet off. I never took my helmet off in a fight ever again after that. Because I was like, that was so stupid.
That gives you a couple shots.
Because if somebody catches you, you going to sleep. I promise you. And I have seen it happen.
Everyone can get back.
Everybody.
Everyone, if someone gets you, you're done.
And no helmet. We're talking about 5 fights linemen at a bench press. 450, 500, you know, like squatting 500 pounds. Like, these dudes
Nice shit.
are...
I do 650. That's why 650.
You don't just try to hit somebody like that with a helmet. You definitely have to take the helmet off and give them a free shot.
No, it was messy. So thank God we had the top.
This is another moment that I think might be messier than that one. So, this is the national championship. National championship against Texas. All right, I get this sometimes. Why did you pitch the football in the national championship? Why did you do that? Right? I don't know if you remember. I remember the game. I had a play. I'm running. I pitched the ball to one of my teammates. Now, the reason why I'm saying that's messy is because
No shit. I was the other person.
Texas ended up getting the ball back. And in that moment, I was pitching the ball to just the teammate, right? And when you go back and you look at the film, the guy was wide the fuck open. And he's running towards me, right? He's coming towards me. Mind you, everybody's about to catch him. He's wide open. I pitch it to him, thinking I gave him just a nice little alley-oop, just right in his hand. In my mind, that ball landed and he scored a touchdown. And when I looked, he was not looking at me. So he's running toward me, but looking this way. And I'm like, wait, what's happening right now? Like this ball, and now it's like everything's happening in slow motion. And I'm seeing the ball hit the ground. I'm like, oh my God, I'm seeing everybody jump on the ball. And then the last thought in my head is like, here's the fucking national championship. Like, I can't believe I just do that in the national championship. He would actually practice lateral the ball practice. He was actually okay with it. He was down with it. He was down with us being us. He gave us the room to be, you know, free on the football field. There were no guardrails, like, hey, go out and be you. You know what I'm saying? And so, that was one of those moments. You know, I look back on it, you know, maybe it was a little messy because of the national championship, and, you know, it was the national championship against Texas, you know, against Vince Young, which ended up winning last second. But, we lost the game in the second.
Yeah, you know what? It's the perfect example of why we need the paper towel. You didn't have a paper towel. You didn't have a let's move on. Let's get in. Set the game, Jack. Let's hear about this game.
This was the first meeting between USC and Fresno State since '92. That was the Freedom Bowl played in Anaheim when Trent Dilfer led Fresno to a victory. Hasn't played since then. These were, as we said, two dogs coming into this one. Rankings didn't matter. USC hadn't lost the last since 01. Had the streak going back-to-back matches. Going to the 30th straight win. Fresno was tied. They hadn't lost since week 2. And they went out to Eugene, as we mentioned earlier. This was number 1 for 16 into this one. USC's average margin of victory this year coming into this was 20.65 points. So turning it on in the second half. Blowing this out.
That's our
Richardson now on second down.
This was the second last game for you guys. So only UCLA.
I'm just looking at the schedule now all over again. So Arizona State, October 1st, we were down at halftime that game. Notre Dame, you already know, that's a Bush game. Washington State, we were down at halftime. Oregon, we were down at halftime against Oregon. Arkansas,
On the counter, it's Taylor.
They was
Seventy burger.
And they came over talking all that SEC talk. You know, like, man, I couldn't wait.
Wasn't there yet.
And mind you, hold on. Think about the Arkansas team, who they had. At running back. Jeremy McFadden, Big Jones, Hayden Hillis. Hayden Hillis there. They had some dogs. They had some guys there at Arkansas. Like, they wasn't just slumps. Like, they had some guys there that have gone on and have great careers. You know, but that was one game where I know we took it personal because, you know, there was SEC talking how Pac-12 teams couldn't play against SEC. You know, we always, anybody, there was a narrative out there like that about us, we always use that.
We just had Liner talk about the push.
Did you?
We got hit.
That 100%. 100%.
He was going backwards.
He was going back. First of all, when you look at what Jalen Hurts is doing now, they
2 first downs have him up near midfield now on 1st and 10. They'll run the toss here with Taylor. They'll get this one across midfield and down into Steeler territory.
Cover California is a free service from the state that's already helped millions of people like you get and pay for health insurance. With financial help to lower the cost of health coverage, you could get a quality health plan for less than $2 a month. Every plan comes with preventive care, doctors.
Is the cutback the Heisman moment?
I think that was the moment.
That's when you knew you had it? Or were you still nervous?
After the game,
On
is
3rd
when
down,
I
here's
felt like I had
Richardson.
solidified it. Because it was still, you know, talk about some guys
And he'll take it across midfield. And down to the 48-yard line.
D'Angelo.
He was trying to push it
Shout out to
downfield with
D'Angelo,
a safety
my
bid.
guy. And that's what I love about, you know, games like this. You know, I've built friendships with guys that, you know, I played against them and they beat us, and we are, you know, cool now, friends. So, you know, it's just great. That's why I love it. But I was cool, so I hit him and I played him.
1st and 10, here's Pickett.
Like,
He's got Buster Pickens.
so this is Philadelphia. Defense. And you know, Vic was a little thicker. I hit a square in the middle. Broke my back. I was in the league in ice, hot packs. From there on out, that's what my league stat was.
Oh my God, that's funny, man. Hey, everybody gets them up in these moments where you...
No, I hit him.
Oh.
Yeah, he was hitting
like brick wall.
Brick. And I, you know, you go high, you get a penalty because I was playing corner at a blitz.
Wait, you playing corner?
Yeah, I played corner for a while. I had a corner blitz. And
wait,
I was
when was this? Why don't I read? Why am I not?
I played like 4 or 5 games at corner.
Oh, okay. That just sound like it was a couple of years.
And the Steelers are able to cut into this lead in the final seconds
That's
of the
part of
first
the reason
half.
why we were able to come back in the second half in every game was during the
And that cuts the lead a bit
Who's the
further.
guy at
And the
halftime?
formula there
Let's
on the
paint the
2-point
picture.
try to
Is
go
the offense
5 wide, not even the option to hand the ball off. They got it.
They tried to create space, and there isn't a whole lot of it there. For the defense, what you're trying to do is make sure that if they're going to catch the ball, make them catch it behind you because they run out of space with the back line. But in this case, the
For
offense
7 generations, our supposed to
Bring it out here from the end zone.
We haven't
He's
wavered.
probably realizing he
Not
should have stayed in the
compromised.
end zone as he can only muster a return to the 14-yard line.
8.1 out of 10.
the
That's
excitement of a
really good.
kickoff return is to see a long
Yeah, I mean,
one.
going
It
with
goes
the
back
winners
in the
and got
opposite
that.
direction. But for the guys covering it, is being able to stop that deep in the territory. How about that incredible form tackle
Hold on
right
here.
there?
So, thank you, Lummy, for the IMDb from the Hogan sex tape. Let me send it over here.
They'll start out here with a
People
jet
look
sweep.
at. Here we go. To give it a 5 stars for the last 8 years. You know, you can say whatever title I potentially may have had in that role, what we speculated on, but when IMDb
designates you as the director, then you probably are. You probably are the director.
I don't know if you're really the director, though.
That's what I am.
I think you're the producer and the writer, maybe?
So talking about Hogan.
You're on the set to direct.
Yeah, I think Holster and Heather drew it.
I mean, I think that was the structure. I think you cast the production.
I'm registered as the director on IMDb.
Well, when are you all going to get to see the director's cut with commentary?
It's a presentation of EA Sports.
Reviews?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there's reviews. Man, my boy Hulky, hubby absolutely smashes that married vagina to no remorse. And he will bring out that bitch and ringtone when he wipes and his kids off my hands. Let me get off this. Okay, so anyway, Brian, babyface, McTruckie.
I'm talking about Overeem.
The Colts with a lead, and they will receive the football. Ashton Doolin
But
now returns.
I did roll with this availability and
And the
probably
tackle
like
going to be made right
5'11",
there at the 25-yard line.
and I caught her.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, for real. I mean, she caught me first, but then I caught her back, and I was very proud of myself.
If you had just stayed where she caught you and you didn't get the recaught, you probably would be depressed this morning.
No, she was a big bitch.
No, that's not her weight class.
Yeah. I mean, I was proud I got anything, but she let that head slip down. I caught her in the GT and choked her. So.
And then we got the F-boy himself.
The Colts come to the line,
Seth
ready to start
Kushner,
their next drive.
I guillotined some bitches too yesterday.
You did?
Oh,
Yeah, how'd it go?
Out of my weight class too.
Great.
I love watching people slowly die.
What are you going to a little 70s playground deal and choking out a 6-year-old?
I just walk into random taekwondo places around the same beach and start whipping everybody's ass.
Challenge the guys out of the
They'll come up now, 2nd and 4 from the 31. Now it's Richardson.
Anyway, speaking of Jew, we do have today's podcast stars Anna and Seth, and it's July Jew.
July Jew.
Will be a podcast that's available today. I forgot. I didn't go get the link for yesterday's throwback segment, but Seth, did the throwback segment do pretty well yesterday?
Last time I checked, I usually check it a bunch, but the last time I checked it, I went to bed and had about 1,000, which was pretty good being up for like 5-6 hours. So, and I didn't promote it at all. And yesterday, when I last checked, we had 4,500 people down. With anything here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Today is exclusive. Yesterday, like probably on Wednesdays and Fridays, our podcasting will be either a throwback segment from the Sirius XM days, or if we happen to get lucky
from the 29,
You need over getting sexual on the microphone, baby.
pigmentation.
You over having fancy the microphone, somebody want to come to my ass and shit.
Stephen is African American barber.
Oh, Stephen picked that.
Get one of those and throw them in there. But if we don't see,
Yeah, I don't know which one this is. Can you do right?
now we have 3 days of original.
Give me a chef from South Park.
Monday, all of us.
So you want to solve it on Monday? Why are you talking to
I have no clue why they throw it to me. So I'm thinking about I'm coming your ass over and I come back with you with your boy.
We may get lucky and have
There's some people playing PlayStation.
based on Brian's availability next week. Just all kinds of different things.
We're going to do a first and 10 Caitlin one-off about,
Yeah, we talked about that yesterday.
Yeah, maybe next week.
yeah.
Oh, shit.
Go through.
That's fucked up.
Yeah, we could actually go through it. We could watch it. And almost like science, we can watch it. We can watch it and break it down.
It's 2nd and 21.
Have you seen the first one, Brian? Yes. The first Brandon Caitlin Hatley porno?
No. I'm good.
Richardson
I
to
would
throw.
like to
Play action.
It's not like Bill Clinton, like a
Shit.
little raspy there.
Good.
You're losing your
Certainly makes this upcoming 3rd down a little bit
That bullet's
more
one.
crucial. They need to find the right play to convert here.
Stop calling
Maybe
Kiki.
start to tamp down a little bit of momentum. The other side is starting to
Yeah,
gain.
Everything you want.
play of this drive coming. Here's Richardson to throw.
Watchdog finds 81% of all political late-night show jokes in 2023 targeted conservative. A study by Media Research Center found that 81% of all political jokes on major late-night comedy shows in 2023 targeted conservative. The study analyzed 9,500 jokes, political jokes, from 6 major late-night shows, revealing a significant bias against right-leaning subjects amongst the analyzed shows. Dead and Alive, the highest rate of anti-conservative jokes, 88% of its 2,215 political jokes targeting conservatives. Stephen Colbert's show came in second with 86% out of its 1,918 jokes, followed by Seth Meyers at 84% from his 2,445 jokes, all anti-conservative. The Daily Show was at 78% of its 1,277 political jokes targeting conservative. Jimmy Fallon's show had a more even split with 66% of its political jokes directed at conservatives. James Corden's shows, which ran for only 4 months in the year, had 54% of 245 jokes. Go ahead. What are your thoughts on this wonderful story?
Nobody's shocked. I haven't listened to late night comedy in forever. There's a reason that Greg Gutfeld's show, who's the least funniest comedian on TV, is the #1 late night show. There's a reason, because when you pander to half the country, it's not a smart business move. So, Vinny, you know this. The whole point of comedy is misdirection. You don't see it coming, okay? When you're predictable and everyone's like, did you hear what Trump did the other day? To threat democracy, ha ha ha. It's like, we know it's coming. The whole point of misdirection. How many people come up to you and say, Vinny, that fight you and Adam almost got it, bro? You got me. Because they actually thought we were going to fight. Next thing you know, we're walking with a birthday cake on PVD. But if you're just fighting Trump every night and you're predictable, you're no longer funny. They haven't been, but my thing is, they haven't been funny to begin with. At least like David Letterman, you know, with that, and with Forrest, and with Jim Leno, everybody was funny. They're obviously bought and paid for. It's a political activist move. Although, if you think about it, would you ever have thought that these pieces of scum would be having vaccine dances where they're like, hey, shove this experimental drug in you and your kids and your family. And it's an agenda, bro. It's an agenda. It's not funny. It's unwatchable. And we're seeing it. Like you said, when you sign up for this, these guys all hang out with the same elites. They're all hanging out with, I saw them in New York with Chuck Schumer and all these guys. Look how embarrassing, bro. Look how, these are not comedians. By the way, I'm tired of people using that word loosely. He's not a stand-up comedian. He's a personality. And look at that shitty personality, bro. Bought and soulless people that are trying to make America laugh. Brother, that audience, they pick up applause signs and they go, hey,
laugh. Sit in the pocket and get comfortable, and that's opposite a lot of game plans in today's NFL.
Kinderjoy, a delicious treat and a fun sauce. Open the world of surprise.
They're fine with that, and they force another integration.
Yes. Yeah, by the way, you know the whole DEI thing with Mark Cuban and Elon Musk going through yesterday. Elon Musk called Mark Cuban a racist yesterday. Did you see that? I saw it. Back and forth, and I proposed. I said, Mark, you're not letting go of this. Mark and I had a very friendly Twitter exchange on DM each other. I would say probably 100 messages over a span of 2 hours. It was a debate. It was a very friendly debate. But it was a fiery one that we had. I said, listen, here's a suggestion for you. Since you're so confident in your DEI argument, why don't you do an X space with Elon Musk and others? You bring 3 to 5 influencers who agree with you. Bring Tony Fauci if you want. Bring whoever you want. So you won't feel like it's one-sided. Who would like to see this? I would love, and then I posted a picture below of the guard here just to remind you to go a little lower.
Game here in the third. So all square here in this third quarter as the kick's away.
I started thinking to
myself. Man! And a nice
What did he do to make
Now, there's going to be a whole lot of things in just AEW that's going to live forever. But unfortunately, all of them, damn near all of them, involve people who are no longer with AEW. Mentioning most likely, you know what's up with CM Punk. But before I get into this video, I am trying to hit 4,800 subs before the end of the week. I think I need about 150 more people to hit that subscribe button. Don't hit that subscribe button, man. I'm a
people that made the show ain't even with the company no more.
Punch you in the face like CM Punk did Jack Perry. Allegedly. Now, hit that subscribe button, please. But, man, I definitely appreciate it. So, it's coming out now that DJ Who Kid, I believe he's like a former DJ for
Orange Cassidy and John Moxley.
Orange Cassidy has the same shit on every time I see him.
Outside of being a DJ for
Sky Blue, he's getting worn out.
Yeah, apparently he was at All In, and I don't remember it. I don't remember exactly what he did. Now, to be fair, I did take a nap during All In, but yeah, he's coming out now. He was on the Jim and Sam show. I'm not sure exactly who Jim and Sam are. Apologies to him. But DJ Who Kid was backstage at AEW All In. He said on the Jim and Sam show on Sirius XM yesterday that CM Punk was going ballistic backstage at the event. There was lots of blood from the scuffle with Jack Perry. The game was there to take place with Prince Nana and Swerve Strickland. He confirmed that there was a huge brawl and that the big Hawaiian-looking dude was trying to break it up. Samoa Joe. Kid says Tony Khan was screaming at Punk, saying something about him ruining this moment for everyone, and to get the fuck out there and wrestle. Now, there are, of course, a lot of problems with this. One being that lots of blood. That would have you thinking that out of context. That would have you thinking that Jack Perry was bleeding a lot because we all know CM Punk was bleeding, but. Given the fact that Jack Perry did go through quote-unquote real glass right before this fight happened, I'm pretty sure. And he even said if you listen to the audio, that's where the blood came from. He was already bloody from the match. He was like, oh, I didn't even know, wrestling was like that. You know what I'm saying? But then when he seen, it was just as bad as in the backstage as it was out there, so he was already bloody from that. The second problem is that the big Hawaiian look, as I already said, and we have heard of stories that like Samoa Joe was breaking it up, and he was heavily involved in it, not in a bad way, but just trying to break up the fight, and I believe he was actually upset about the fight happening, as a lot of people were. And the third and final problem with this is, do we actually believe that Tony Khan was yelling at CM Punk of all people? It foreshadow All In, but
kick it away after the touchdown.
Help support Trendo Club by going to patreon.com/Steven Larson or clicking
I'm good.
at
I'm good.
youtube.com/Steven Larson. Access to bonus episodes, question threads from Going In Raw podcast, and entry for our monthly wrestling predictions challenges.
Ice cream.
Join the Trendo Club today.
Ice cream.
Hey, Trendo, Steve here. Hello. And welcome back to Going In Raw News Beef. We couldn't help ourselves, Larson. There wasn't a whole lot in the news today, but last night, Tony Khan decided to step in it a little bit on Twitter with some amusing results. Look, here's the thing. It's silly, but I uploaded just a real quick Wrestle Juice video to just give my instant thoughts on this last night at like midnight, and it's a 1 in 10. People like this kind of shit, and it'd be silly if you and I didn't have a silly conversation about Tony Khan's silly Twitter use and the fallout.
January 9th,
and kind of an interesting side effect, which may or may not play out on Monday. So let's dive into this, Larson. Where does this start?
So let's go back to Monday, this past Monday. So Jinder Mahal comes out to confront Seth Rollins.
during Seth's promo on Raw, and this led to a World Heavyweight Championship match being booked for next Monday's episode of Raw between the two of them. And Tony Khan took that as an opportunity to go to Twitter to air some grievances about a criticism that's apparently been out there about Hook, saying he wants to challenge Mojo for the AEW World Championship.
Just because you get the lead in the fourth, it doesn't mean you have to play it safe. I like the aggressive play call there to push it downfield. That time,
we got Biter Central in the building.
Oh, you go.
The big biter. Tony Khan.
Big biter from down under.
February 9th, 2024. This is a gigantic pop quick hit. Because, Raj, you tweeted something and kind of started a shitstorm.
Raj in my house, so I gotta steal him.
The wrestling world.
I kind of started all sorts of trouble. That was my intent.
What happened?
Clearly. But last week, Jinder Mahal and Seth Rollins, they had that face-to-face. And I decided to controversially tweet out that they have history. Seth Rollins defeated Jinder Mahal in the tournament finals to become the first NXT champion. It's right, it's one of those things you don't expect anyone to pick up on. But the USA Network, their Twitter account picked up on it and tweeted, "What was the cage?"
In motion is McKenzie.
Making fun of Tony Khan's cage. Not obsession, but he's been known to reference him from time to time. And then, boom, today, Tony woke up. Let those fingers go.
Every penalty so critical at this stage of the game. He'll send a receiver in motion to the left. They'll give that one to Taylor complete. And they'll bring it down here on the 17-yard line. They'll get only a yard out of that, and it'll bring up fourth down.
And then Shot got involved, Super Bowl got involved. Matt, have you ever gotten in a Twitter fight with anyone? I feel like I'm the only one.
Here we go. Here we go.
You were doing what was a very leading hashtag back a while ago, and it should be again, and that's don't hinder Jinder. Jinder got himself in shape. This dude is shredded. As far as his body looks, his work has gotten better. He became out of left field heavyweight champion. And this show, they advertised it with So the fact that Tony tried to clown that, make fun of that, after you tried to point out that there's at least a little history between the two, between him and Seth Rollins, this is why you guys bow. If Tony Khan did not is constantly replying to Tom, Dick, and Harry, or anybody this is the time for Tony to, yes, respond. When the USA Network, who is young, actually has somebody that's plugged into professional wrestling, even know who you are, what the show is, etc. And then they're going to clown you about whatever it is, wrestling.com. And how you judge your show's success, which these matches get like 32 points. You're basing your success on that. Neither here nor there. This is the time, yes, Tony, this is the time you defend your company when people are making fun of you, especially USA Network executives, yes. But unfortunately, because you're not just the boy that cried wolf, you're the boy that cried wolf for like 3 years straight on Twitter. This is why you need to have your Twitter taken from you. People say Trump needs to have the Twitter taken away. Tony Khan, you're not too far behind. You need to have your Twitter taken from you. Because if you have a chance now to defend your company, it falls on deaf ears because you constantly have this contest of trying to be the world's tallest foot person and brag about stupid things that nobody on God's green earth would brag about with their company or their ratings. And listen,
they'll try and throw for it.
Everybody, because you're seeing so amazingly thin. This was your chance to actually hit back, and it's going to fall on deaf ears. It's like the tree that falls in the forest. Nobody's listening because you don't shut the F up on Twitter. I'm begging you. My friends work there. My friends in the future are going to work there. If you want success with your company, please stop being such a mark.
brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one.
Ahead of you, Raj. So Tony Khan, what he tweeted that really took this to a new level was he said, a double standard. This is 28-1 career record on a winning streak, calls out the champ, and a logical talent.
Did he call him out or just went there and put his hand up?
Jinder has literally lost every single match he's in for the past year. Immediately gets the title shot. Where is the rage?
Okay. Really quick. Everything you say is not wrong, by the way. But again, it's falling on deaf ears because guess what? These are the replies he writes to Tom Johnson from San Diego who say, Tony, your show sucked tonight on Twitter randomly. Like, so therefore, this means nothing because of how many times you reply or your ass gets, you know, burnt one way or chapped the other, and I'm instantly on Twitter crying about it. I'm crying about it. I don't sound to sleep, my little boy in my arms, until my phone started blowing up. I need to tell me what's going on. I just a little bit that's why. My eyes are exhausted. I was sound asleep, and I got hit with all this at once. I could not believe it. I woke up for it because how flabbergasted I was that you continue to set a new level.
So, somebody added a community note, which isn't live yet, but I got asked to rate it on Twitter, and I think it's going to get shown because a lot of people have marked it as helpful. The community note on Tony Khan's tweet is, pro wrestling results are predetermined. There are no actual winning streaks or losses. Pro wrestling is entertainment, not a sport. Hence, the purpose is to attract viewers. WWE's ratings have increased over the past year, and AEW's have declined.
Wait, is that, call me stupid, I post stuff on Twitter, but I don't see what people, like, say to what I post.
Yeah.
Is that essentially, like, was that fact check?
Yeah, you can fact check and people vote on it to say, like, is this helpful or not?
Oh, no.
So, I mean, my thing, I quoted that Simpsons episode where Homer's like, why someone with a t-shirt that says genius and work, spending all the time obsessed with children's cartoons. Like, Tony, like, why are you, if you're obsessed with WWE booking, oh, you got bigger problems than we ever imagined. If that's what's, you know, but here's, so I figured this out, Matt. I figured this out, to your point, about why people are reacting to it. Nobody in this modern society, you know, but here's, so I figured this out, Matt. I figured this out, to your point, about why people react. Nobody in this modern society has any patience for the ultra-wealthy complaining that they're being treated unfairly.
Okay. Yes, he's ultra-wealthy, but I will point this out. We're talking about WWE, they're New York Yankees, come on. And we all want to see AEW eventually. I'm just being honest. As my opinion, as a former wrestler, I like to see them run for their money. AEW be right there with them like WCW was back in the day. Not preparing to do, by the way. But my point is
and with a terrible towels
you guys
loudly, we are underway from Pittsburgh.
Well, your point to Donald Trump, Matt, you actually bring up a really good point. Okay, so if USA tweets about something, right? Like, that's one thing. That's somebody that works for USA, probably making $40,000 a year. It's like the person that does the Wendy's Twitter. Their job is to be snarky and get engaged.
But they should not know about Tony's hard-on age, whatever, right?
Okay, but if AEW tweets something from their official account, that's kind of like, you know, the RNC tweeting an attack line maybe about something that makes sense. But your point's apt that it's like we don't want to think that people that are running companies, whether it's Donald Trump, Elon Musk, Tony Khan, Triple H, Nick Khan, we want to think that they have better things to do with their time. They can't do it outside control.
This well upfield across the 45. Pickett to throw on first down. And that is incomplete.
Not a great start dropping his first target, but let's face it, it won't be his last chance because he'll get opportunities to make up for that one throughout this game.
So as a Republican, you know how many times I've been left to sit down.
You know, you should measure your worth, and Triple H Triple H does that. Triple H, even when he does a meme, it's like the most, like the moment Chad Kroger's Nickelback, like it's the most generic dad joke, same thing. But here's the crazy thing. So Tony kind of mentioned, look at Jinder Mahal. Jinder Mahal, he did his tweet. He hadn't tweeted in over a year. Look at time to tweet out who's hook.
Out to his left.
And Patrick,
also now likely a punt on their opening drive.
I was going to say,
big decision here early. Look at this.
He noted that Tony's giving Jinder hell for his win-loss record. He pointed out Jinder Mahal is 2-8 in his last 10 televised WWE matches. Daniel Garcia was 3-7 in his last 10 televised AEW matches, going into his title match with MJF. And Abaddon had won matches in ROH, but she had like
none in AEW. She won. I watched.
She won one match.
She watched one. She won one like a multi-person match to get into her championship match. Great, good story. Tony, that's not the place to hang. You know, to hang your feather, so to speak, on. Like, are you kidding me? So. Again, stop. Because, like, you could have responded tonight. You could have been USA the last, Tony. I'm being honest with you. But because you don't shut the freak up over every Tom, Dick, and Harry that comes to you, or a website that doesn't like your show, okay? You're all over it. Friday Night Live. But you gotta stop doing this. Because you had an opportunity tonight to hand USA Network their ass. And I would argue, out of context, not knowing that you don't shut the F up on Twitter, I would say you would have handed them their ass with what you wrote back, especially to Eric.
Yeah. Eric called him a clown. He called Eric a hazard.
That was his first target of the game, and it's going to take a
well, with respect, Tony, without an Eric, there's not you. No offense, there's just not. Because when you first started your company, you did not shut the F up about, you're the new WCW, we're going to take it to WWE. I pray you do, but brother, you're nowhere near that right now. You're not even a tomato money compared to WWE as far as money goes. Money goes. I pray you are. And the only way it's going to happen is you get out of your own way. You need a booker, you need somebody with mad experience in the wrestling business to book your shows, get you out of it. Because I will remind you, you go on the air and you say crazy things like when you get asked the Jericho question, you get, am I saying yes or no? I don't know nothing about this again. For the record, folks, I'm not taking a side. I don't know ish about it. But I will say this, if you get a serious question like that, and your answer is, we're the biggest company in all pro wrestling. Meanwhile, weeks ago, you just said you were scared for your life because CM Punk was putting people in front frames for us, and I was scared for my life. No, Tony, you don't get to have both, brother. You don't get to have both. And you said that on national air. You went on your TV show. You wasted time with that? Are you ribbing me? Vince McMahon would jump off a bridge. With all the stuff, would jump off a bridge. Would you ever come on his own national air because he was scared of another pro wrestler ever? And that's the difference between you and Vince.
And Bret Hart punched him in the face.
And he took it and walked in and opened it because he thought he deserved it. And I'm not defending this guy because he's a real POS as well. But with that said, like, look what we're doing here again. Tony, you had a mega opportunity to make your point heard. And because you don't stop on Twitter, it means nothing. Did you not read the comments? Like, you're getting blown away. And I don't like to judge Twitter comments because there's only people, not everybody wants to reply or make comments. I didn't make a comment, for example, right? And I read that. So not everybody's there in a certain way to reply. I get it. But if you could have had them tonight if you did not respond to everyone else over the years who doesn't like your product or gives you suggestions or advice or drop off. But you can't help yourself because you are too big.
He's a fan. He's a fan who's now running a Fed. Okay? Cool. And after me, that's all supporting. I gave him a lot of leeway. When that company first started, we're going, who the hell are these from? Who are these sawed-off midget pissants that I've never seen before? Despite, hang on, the Young Bucks, Kenny Omega, and guys that I've always seen or heard about that I was dying to see